I have a question for the rest of America. Does anyone even care about Nebraska? Does anyone even care?
Not anymore. I did when I went to the polling place and cast my vote for Harrison Walls. I don't anymore because y'all voted for who you voted for. So no, I don't care even a little bit. Sucks to suck.
Does anybody care about Nebraska? Does anybody care about Nebraska? As I recall, Nebraska had the right to vote. Who could care more about Nebraska than people who were in Nebraska? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know where Nebraska is. It's never been a place that's crossed my mind to travel to, and that's okay. Plenty of people don't ever want to come to Philadelphia. Perfectly fine. But how could I care more about Nebraska than Nebraska cared about itself?
Nah. Next question. I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with Nebraska farmer talk, but they are getting exactly what they voted for. Nebraskan farmers overwhelmingly supported and voted for Donald Trump. The same Donald Trump who ran a campaign with one of the biggest promises being the deportation of illegal immigrants. Mind you, most of the people who work on their farms are illegal immigrants. So now, months after the open book test, they're finally starting to study, and they're realizing that if Trump implements his mass deportation plan, they are going to lose a majority of their workers. And if they lose a majority of their workers and their fields become as empty as a J-Lo concert, they will go bankrupt. Well, so now they're on here crying and complaining about how they're going to lose their farms, and nobody seems to care. I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. We don't care because you showed that you don't care first. You are getting exactly what you voted for. Trump was very loud about his plans for mass deportation, but because your brain is as smooth as satin and your last two brain cells are fighting for 10th fucking place, you weren't able to put two and two together. So now they're on here crying and complaining to us, asking us why we don't care that they're about to have concept of a farm. Stinkabutt, what do you want us to do? Have you considered pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? Maybe round up your couslings, your sister wives, your husbands. Y'all work in the farms. Unfortunately, there's been a tariff placed on thoughts and prayers, so I don't have those for you, but I did write a song for you. Old Nebraskans had a farm, ADIOS. Hope this Peace and love. Talk to you later.
So lot and lot of Nebraska farmers voted for against their own interests. They voted for mass deportation. They were super excited when they heard that lots of people will be deported, but little did they know that it was going to affect them because most of their farm workers are undocumented migrants, and these guys are aware that they have lots of them working in their farms. They voted against these people who work in their farms, and right now they are looking for farm workers, and if they don't get farm workers, bigger corporations might end up taking their farms from them and they will go bankrupt in few months from now. You guys, it's becoming a norm because these guys are beginning to find out that they made a huge mistake voting the way they did. If only they had listened and take time to study the policies and how it will affect them or not. But no, they were super excited that people were going to be deported, forgetting that this will take a very huge hit on them. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to let these videos roll. Then I'll come back with my commentary. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch. Then I'll come back with the commentary.
It's literally exhausting being a millennial, defending millennials, when I see a video of the Nebraska girl asking, does anybody care about her state, not realizing her state FAFO'd when they decided to vote red, and now all of these undocumented immigrants have fled up out of Nebraska to go to states where it is safe to work and live in peace in the United States. See, that's the thing. Y'all think that you can just opt in or out of politics when you want to. Politics are all around us. They're unavoidable. When you get your groceries, when you get sick and need health care, when you are taking your kids to school in the morning, when you're deciding who you want to marry, politics are involved in all of the decisions you make on a day-to-day basis. So sis, when you're asking, does anybody care about Nebraska? The first people you should be asking that question to are the people who went to the ballot box and voted for someone who does not have your best interests at heart.
There was this white woman from Nebraska, a farmer. She came on this video and she had one question. She said, does anybody in America care about Nebraska? Does anybody care about Nebraska? No. No, we don't. Let me tell you why I say this. 60% of Nebraska voted for Donald Trump, despite the fact he spent his entire election talking about his mass deportation plans. 65% of Nebraska workforce is illegal immigrants. Nebraska is a farming state, overran with farms. Now, 60% of Nebraskans voted for Trump. 65% of their workforce is illegal immigrants. And in 6 months, Nebraska's state will be going bankrupt. In 6 months, Nebraska will go belly up because they have lost their 65% of their working force in their farming industry. And she has the audacity, the caucasity to get on here and ask if anybody cares about Nebraska. No, you don't care about Nebraska. Nebraska doesn't care about Nebraska. I'm sorry for the 40% that voted blue. I'm sorry for them. But Nebraska, no, baby, no, not a bit. When you go out here and do these self-inflicted wounds, don't come out crying, expecting for somebody to baby you up. No, you're gonna swallow that. You're gonna eat that. You're gonna eat that. So now you guys are losing your farms. You've already lost your workforce. And as soon as it gets dire, the big farming corporations are gonna swoop in and they're gonna buy up your farms for pennies on the dollar. All because you true blue to Republican and Donald Trump, that you're willing to even sacrifice your own livelihood and your own farms, your own way of life. Republicans mean so much to you. Donald Trump means so much to you. And what they represent and what they stand for means so much to you. So you guys are willing to sacrifice everything. And you have. Now you want to come out crying, does anybody freaking care? Did you? Did you? Because it doesn't look like you care enough to me. You didn't even care enough to do what was best for you. You own your own farm. The last time Trump was in the office, the farming industry took a beating. And they had to be bailed out. A lot of the smaller farmers didn't get those bailouts. So they just went belly up. And y'all took y'all simple-minded butts right on back in them boots and asked for another round of losing your farms. And you want us to care when you don't. Y'all are mind-baffling. You are so entitled. You think that you're supposed to go out here and do whatever you want to do, make whatever horrific choices you want to make, and make them to be detrimental to others. And then when your shit blow up, you want the others who you meant harm to come in and baby you and to care about you. Girl, please go sit down. Go. I tell you what you need to be doing. What you might need to be trying to work out some plans with these big farming corporations. Maybe they'll let you stay on and work the land. This might be, you guys may have ushered in your own season of sharecropping. Y'all had no problem using it on black people. For years y'all took advantage. Hundreds of years y'all took advantage of people sharecropping. So, look into that. That's one alternative. At least being able to keep a roof over your head, huh? And then, you may get ready. Because the big farming corporations, they're coming for you. But I want to ask you this. Who do you think is funding one of the biggest farming corporation groups out there? There's this group called Trader Acres. They're known for going out and buying up smaller farms for pennies on the dollars. Well, guess who's a major funder of that organization? Y'all voted for him too. Yeah, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is heavily funded in this Trader Acres, and they are known for buying up small family farms for pennies on the dollar. Yeah. See how they getting you? Every which way you turn, they getting y'all. And y'all are just sitting back, allowing it to take place. So, if you don't care about your own well-being, why in the world do you guys want us to care? Why? You guys had all the information that you needed before you went in that booth. He did not lie to you. In this instance, he did not lie. He was transparent in this instance. He really was, because he told y'all the entire time, mass deportation. And y'all was just hollering, yay, yay, like it wasn't going to affect you at all. Like it was something y'all really wanted. That's why he kept saying it, because it generated such applause. Y'all knew this. You can't lie and say you didn't know that. Yes, you did. You can't lie and say, I didn't vote for that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And now it's just coming to reap. You're reaping what you sow. You're reaping what you sow. So don't expect to get sympathy from people who you intended to be harmed by these decisions you were making. The only difference is you got caught when you thought it was going to be others. No, I don't feel sorry for that. No, I don't care about that. I really don't. There are people that are out here that did not ask for this, that has to deal with it. Those are the people that I care about. Those are the people that matter to me. Not the ones that did a self-inflicted wound to their temple, and now you want everybody to run around here and try to bandage up your head. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Because not only was it a bad decision, but it was a decision based off of pure hatred, vile, disgust. I mean, it came from the deepest rooted place of evil. And I'm going to tell you something, in case y'all didn't catch it, listen to this again. 60% of Nebraskans voted for Trump. 60%, 60. 65% of their workforce is illegal immigrants. 65, right? And in 6 months, they're going bankrupt. Can we say 6? Just food for thought. Y'all have a great day.
Care about Nebraska? That's the question that's going around TikTok right now. And to that, I respond with 2 questions. Did Nebraska care about anybody else? And does Nebraska care about Nebraska? Because you see, God helps those who help themselves. And when you Nebraskans walked into the voting booth and overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump to be president, and now you're feeling the effects of that, this isn't I told you so. This is an FAFO. And I know there are Nebraskans out there that voted for Kamala Harris and did not fall into the trap of Donald Trump. Unfortunately, there were not enough of you. And now the rumors, and I'm having a hard time substantiating some of this, but the vibe that's going around is that Nebraska basically looks to be bankrupt in about 6 months because of the undocumented migrants that are being deported, or just the fact that undocumented migrants make up a large portion of their state and workforce on the farms. And they're not showing up to work because they're now afraid they're going to be deported. So Nebraskans, especially farmers in Nebraska, did you think any further than the front of your face? Did you think any further? Or were you just blinded by hate? And now people are coming out here asking, what about Nebraska? Do you guys care about Nebraska? No, I've already answered it, but the short answer is no. No, we don't. We don't care about Indiana, where I'm from. We don't care about Kentucky losing their bourbon up in Canada. We don't care about Jack Daniels in Tennessee. We don't care about the auto industry in Michigan. Are we all going to feel this? Yes, it's going to hurt. The disruptions in the food supply from Nebraskan farmers is going to hurt everybody. We are not immune, but we can't care. We can't care. We have no more sympathy to give. You guys had a chance. We spent our time telling you, talking to you, talking at you because you wouldn't listen. You decided to vote for Donald Trump, and here he is undoing your entire workforce. And when you lose your family farm of 150 years to a private company who's going to buy up all the land when you guys can't pay your bills, that's the state of America we're going to be in because you decided to vote for hate over the rest of the country and your own good. You cut off your nose to spite your face. So Nebraska, we don't care. God helps those who help themselves, and you decided you didn't want help.
Tens of thousands of Nebraskan farmers are going to be bankrupt within the next 2 fiscal quarters because of this. They wanted Trump to be president so badly, they passed a rule that says it's an all or nothing vote, no splits, and they got him in. And now the deportations are coming, and he's about to steal a very large percentage of their already very dwindling workforce. Most of Nebraska's farming and harvesting and production was handled by undocumented workers, and Trump is going to be very strict bringing that handle down on his new deportation laws, and there is not going to be anybody to be working those farms. Crops are going to be dying in the fields, while Nebraskan farmers go absolutely bankrupt from the decision they made. And if they think their workers are going to stay, they're not. They're not going to take the chances, not with their family, not with their children, not with their jobs. They're going to go and hide or just outright leave and go somewhere else. And Nebraska's going to go bankrupt within months.
Well, how can people really care about Nebraska more than the Nebraskans themselves? How can you expect someone to care more than the person who is in bereaved, right? Someone who is grieving should care more for himself than the next person. You guys, this is very funny. Imagine coming out to ask people, does anybody care about Nebraska, when all of them came out in mass and voted for this. They voted against the immigrants who work in their farms. They voted against these people and they are staying in the United States, they voted they voted for mass deportation. But little did they know that what goes around finds a way to come back to you, right? You guys voted for this. You guys wanted people to be deported, forgetting the fact that somehow you might be facing the consequences. You know, when people were telling you that elections, voting do have consequences, it affects every part of your life. You know, when this whole thing happened, the whole MAGA movement started all over and FAFO started, you saw a lot of people who were saying how they had to leave their relationship of so many years just because their spouse or their partner voted for this current administration and is against their interests, right? Imagine dating someone or getting married to someone who has other motives, other ideology about what's it called now, elections, and whose policies they prefer better, not considering you or putting you in the picture. This is exactly what is happening to Nebraska farmers right now, because they voted against their own interests and now they're expecting other people to care more about them, right, without even thinking twice. How can you vote against your own self and expect other people to care more about you? They should look out for you. When you stood up, went to the polling unit and voted against your own interests, voted against the workers who work in your farm, forgetting that most of them are undocumented and they all take this amount of money that you offer them just to work in your farms. And that's why you have a lot of them now looking forward, for people of color to come take up those jobs. Somebody said something that why is it that during the campaign, their principal was always saying, black work, taking undocumented immigrants are taking black jobs. And he was like, and people were like, are you trying to say that this work that these people do are only good for black people, right? And that's why everybody is now like, you guys have to face it. You didn't think about it. The whole immigrants who were working in your farms did it with all manner of diligence, but you didn't care about them. What you cared was about yourself and your selfish interest, not minding that your farm might be taken away by bigger corporations if you don't vote the right way. Now immigrants are gone. A lot of them have been deported. Some of them have been picked up by ICE, and some of them are in the lookout, for other states that has lesser policies on immigration. States that you don't have more of ICE presence in it. They decided to move to those places to find a way to get their legal stay in the country, stay there, find a way to get jobs. Now you're asking, does anybody care about Nebraska? You guys, you can't be serious right now. Nobody can actually cry more than the bereaved. And that's why people are saying we cannot care for Nebraska more than Nebraskans themselves. Well, guys, I've come to the end of this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation in the comment section. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to be part of the family. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I would really love to read your view about all of this, okay? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button to be part of the family and give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye, guys.